$500,000 in 2020. This is our Amazon year in review. What's up, guys? I'm Andy Isom, and in this video we're going to talk about our 2020 year on Amazon selling our private label branded products. I'm going to break down for you right here on the screen kind of how our growth went this year, some of the things that we did differently, some of the things that we did to scale our business, so you can learn how to take your business from, let's see here, what we did in January, $6,000 to over $115,000 in December. So I'm going to share for you guys right here on the screen. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening, you'll be able to just kind of follow along here. So I'm here in our sales dashboard on Amazon Seller Central, just looking at our year to date. Now, as of recording this is December 30th. So we do have one more day of sales for the 2020 year. I anticipate we'll do roughly around $3,000 today and probably about that same amount tomorrow. So our finish for December 2020 should be around $120,000 in sales. But if we break down kind of how we've grown this year, just looking at it, it's been really, really solid. January of this year, which would be about 6 months of selling on Amazon with our private label products. In January, we sold 256 units, which was just over $6,000 in sales. Fast forward to December this month, over 5,000 units, $117,000 in sales. So that's an extreme growth. If we want to compare last year, this is what's really interesting to look at. Right here on the screen, you can see this year, December, we sold over 5,000 units, $117,000. December of 2019, so last December, we sold 390 units, which was $9,293. So we pretty much increased our December year over year by $110,000, which is pretty incredible to think, where we could potentially be in December of 2021 if we continue to follow our same business model and same business strategy, which is what I'm going to recap for you guys here in this video of how we got to this point, kind of how we grew from that 9,000 to over 115,000 in 1 year. So if we kind of look at this year as a whole, this was a really, really interesting year. This was really the year, like I said, we've only been selling for 18 months, but this full calendar year was our first full calendar year where we could kind of see the dynamics of sales across the board for our products. I'm going to kind of break that down for you because I think this will apply really well to a lot of you guys out there selling different types of products that have a similar type of trajectory, I should say. So January, February, I would say were relatively slow months. Now, like I said, December of 2019, going back over here in the red, we sold 9,000. January of 2020, we sold 6,000. So you see a big dip from December to January, which is totally normal in pretty much any industry, simply because you're getting those people, the drop off from the holiday shopping. November and December are pretty crazy for sales in e-commerce. Everyone's buying Christmas presents and yada yada. January, everyone has to take a deep breath, gather their bank account, pay off their credit cards. So sales drop. That's very expected. I fully expect January 2021 to be a lot less than what we just did here in December. So that's very normal. January, February, even March can be a little slow across the board as people kind of recoup from the holiday season. But once April and May hit, sales usually start to pick up across the board. And that's exactly kind of what we saw with our business. However, 2020 was a crazy year, as everyone knows. So COVID really struck right around the end of March, early April. I think April was probably the biggest shock around the world month where everyone decided, hey, we're going to shut down. So in April, Amazon shut down for a while. Our suppliers overseas all shut down for a while. A lot of local businesses were shutting down. So that was kind of like everyone going into, close down mode. Like, I'm going to, hold my money and buy toilet paper instead of dog bandanas. And so we did see our sales drop in April, but I would have expected it to be up. Like I said, April and May, your sales start to pick up. So I would have expected that, except for #COVID. However, we were able to really recoup and recover from that. Now, this is actually something, I'm going to draw this here on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. This is something that I actually talked to a lot about in my discovery calls with people who are interested in my coaching program. I kind of break this down for them. I'm going to break this down for you guys right now if you're listening to the podcast or watching on YouTube. We're looking right here, this might be a little confusing if you're looking on screen, but I'm just looking at a line chart of our sales across the board. Now, if I were to draw a little arrow right here on March of 2020, so this is March of 2020. March of 2020, let's check the sales. We did $16,000 in sales. We kind of had this aha moment. That was our first month, I believe. Let me check February. Yes. That was our first month over $10,000 in sales. So that was kind of like when you had this aha moment of how do we get over that hump of selling? We had been selling for 8 months now, hadn't been able to cross that $10,000 barrier. But we had that aha moment of we're not going to get rich off one SKU. Like we're not going to have one product offering and make millions of dollars. We just need to have more SKUs. We were releasing a new variation of our product every 3 months or so. So in these 8 months, we had, what did we have? 3, 4 maybe different designs of our product. And that was kind of our plan. It's like, we'll release one every season, right? Winter, fall, spring, summer. But once we had this aha moment of, in order for us to really get over the hump, we just need to release more SKUs more frequently. We kind of set a goal for ourselves. Let's release a new design every single month of our product. And as soon as we did that, we immediately shot up to $50,000 in sales and, obviously up to 120 this December. That was a huge turning point for us, releasing more SKUs more consistently. But here's the dealio, guys, with that. The biggest challenge you're going to run into when you're trying to release new products is cash flow. Because here's the thing. A lot of people ask, hey, can I just reinvest my profits and use that to scale my business? Absolutely. But what I like to show people when I do these discovery calls is your growth, if you're looking right here on my computer, your growth would look more like this. It would be a lot flatter instead of the more extreme growth that we've seen this year. Reinvesting your profits is really good for, growing the products you currently have out. But if you're trying to release new products, let's say, for example, let's say you have one product and you're selling 100 units a month. You're going to have some profit. So you're going to be able to bump that up to 150 units ordered the next month, right? You're going to be able to incrementally scale up your inventory, which will help you scale up your ad spend and scale up your sales and everything. However, you're only selling one product, right? And you sell 100 units. What if the next month you have a goal, like we need to release our second product, our second offer, and we have to order 100 units of that one? Well, you're not going to have enough profit margin. Even if you have a great profit margin of 40%, you're not going to have enough profit to increase product one. Let me draw this on my screen so it makes more sense. Product number one, you sell 100 units and you're running off the profits. So next month you want to order 150 so you can sell 150. But you also want to launch product number two and you need to order 100 units of that. Well, your cash from product number one isn't really going to be enough to fund your 150 units and your 100 units of product number two, if that kind of makes sense. You're going to need more cash in order to scale up. Now, if you've been saving those profits for 3 or 4 months, then yes, you can release product number two, which is what we had been doing. We had simply been saving up our profits until we had enough saved up to launch product number two or offer number two, variation number two. But if you want to release every month, you need some serious cash flow. So what did we do? In March, we had the aha moment. We said, let's release every month and let's scale up to 90 days of inventory. We had been operating on 30 days inventory. And that's why we were selling out so much. It's because we were running so slim. We'd run, day by day, week by week, and we're relying on our supplier getting us the perfect amount at the perfect timing. And it's really, really hard to manage. So in March, we invested another $20,000 into our business. And we were able to, like I say, we were able to scale up very, very quickly. I'm pulling up a different image here on my computer. If you're listening on the podcast, I'm looking at my orange bar charts. And if you can see these exact orange bar charts on my Gumroad sales page, I've got a link actually right below the show notes of this podcast episode, and it'll take you to the sales page. So if you want to listen and follow along, you could actually do that. I'm looking at this big bar chart that shows our product sales. The one I'm looking at right now, I might update this bar chart, but the one I'm looking at now is showing $573,000 sales year to date. On Gumroad, it might be a little bit more outdated, but this is January through December of this year as of today. So just to go back and draw my little arrow, March right here of 2020, we invested another $20,000 into the business so that we could release a new offer variation every single month moving forward. And we could order much more inventory to get up to 90 days of inventory for all of our SKUs and products and work with that type of supply chain moving forward. And you'll notice right here on the orange bars, we immediately shot up to over $50,000 just a couple months later. And then from then we've been, consistently kind of growing from there. October was a really strange month for us this year. You'll notice if you're looking, we dipped from September, which is around 70,000. I think we broke 70,000 in September to under 60,000, 58,000 probably in October. We had a little bit of a dip there. And I'll be honest, I'm not really sure why that happened. We didn't sell out of any inventory, I don't think. Actually, now that I think about it, we might have sold out of one of our more popular packs for like a week or so. Wasn't super long, but I don't know if it was that flip of the switch, because we anticipated, fourth quarter, October, November, December, everyone's going to be buying for the holidays. But I wonder, you guys can let me know what you think about this, but I wonder if October is kind of that awkward month of people are aware in October that December is coming, but they're also aware that Black Friday is coming. So it almost felt like we had the dip in October because people kind of have that aha moment or that, light bulb go off saying, hey, I'm close enough to Black Friday now next month in November. I'm close enough to Black Friday to where I can be patient, hold off on doing my shopping until November when I can snag all those crazy Black Friday deals. That's what it felt like to me, which is why we had the dip, is all those people saying, you know what? I'm not going to buy that new TV. I'm not going to buy that fridge. I'm not going to buy those dog bandanas. I'm going to wait until November because I know there's going to be some sweet deals. And then, of course, November, we had a really great month. And then December, we shot up like crazy, getting really close to touching 120K. If I'm going to talk December, difference between November and December. November is obviously great for us. We passed 80K. That was huge for us. But December, the massive jump up to 120K. The month of December was really interesting because it started off just like any other month. I would say the first week of December was pretty much just like normal. But the 2 weeks before Christmas, guys, up until Christmas Eve. So up until December 23rd, it was probably, let me look at my calendar. It was probably December 7th to December 22nd. Those days were crazy for us. Like we had we had a string of like 8 days or 10 days in a row over $5,000 in sales. We had some $6,000, $7,000 days in sales. Crazy numbers those 2 weeks before Christmas. Like I would literally say almost half, if not more than half of our sales came in like 1 week, the week leading up to Christmas Day. So that's a pretty big chunk. Now, if you're someone that's starting your Amazon business, if you're starting right now, you are sitting really pretty. This is a great time to start your business because I'm dead serious. Like if you follow the business model that we teach and you focus on releasing new SKUs, new variations of your product every single month consistently, and you focus on scaling up, reinvesting your profits, even reinvesting a little bit of cash if you have to, you can really scale up. I really believe that by holiday season in 2021, 12 months from now for you guys, you could really easily be doing 50 to 100K. Like this is like 120K right here for us. This wasn't 5 years down the road. This was literally our second holiday season, 17 months, less than a year and a half selling. So for you guys that are going to have 12 months right now, if you're starting right now, very doable to see a $50,000, $60,000, even $80,000 month in December of 2021. So if you guys are on the fence about starting your Amazon FBA business, I highly encourage you to consider starting right now. Now we are going to hit Chinese New Year here in a few weeks. So it's going to be pretty rough trying to do the sampling phase and the ordering phase during the month of December. But if you start in January, and you at least start with, your product research, product development, designs, and all that stuff, so that after Chinese New Year, you're ready to rock and roll with samples and your first order and all that good stuff, you're going to have the whole year, guys, to build up to fourth quarter. I have a lot of students of mine who started with me back in October, so just a few months ago. And I mean, they were really worried about missing, I'm missing the holiday season, but it's like, if you've only been selling for 2 or 3 months, this holiday season probably wasn't that amazing for you. I mean, amazing in the fact that you probably didn't do $100,000 in sales, but year 2, or for you guys starting in January, year 1, your first holiday season, you could really crush it. I'd recommend you guys check out some of the resources on my website, andyisom.com. You can just like I said, you can schedule a discovery call with me or my team to talk about the coaching program. I've got, podcast, ebook, all sorts of resources for you guys to help you get started with your business. A lot of people have been reaching out to us asking, how do we do this? How do we grow our business? What's our business model like? And I'm trying to give as much information as I can because I really want to see other people out there be successful with this. So check out the website, andyisom.com. I've got all the information you need is right there, one click away, right below this video or below this podcast episode, all the information is right there for you guys. If you like this video, do me a huge favor, guys, and hit the subscribe button if you want to build your business, build your brand in 2021, because I'm going to help you every step of the way this upcoming year. I'm Andy. We'll see you in the next video.